Hello. This is Infinity, and it is October 4th, 2019, 7:31 a.m. in the Pacific. And today I'm coming to you to talk about your life force battery and what that is. Okay, guys. So when we're born, we are born into a baby body. Little tiny baby body, and we come complete with our life force battery that we're going to carry with us all of our lives. And what that is the energy pack that you're born with, the life force energy that you're born with. And hopefully you're born with a healthy battery pack. So let's just talk about the people that are born healthy. They're not born with illness or disease or injury. Hey! Sorry. It's my cat being weird with my bird. So we're talking about the people who are born with this life force energy that is, let's say, at 100%. They're not born addicted to anything or an illness straight off the bat. They're like most of the population. They don't have something wrong with them. Okay, so we're going to talk about specifically these people and how this works with your life force battery pack. So, as what's called age, as we get older, from baby, infant, toddler, child, adolescent, teenager, adult, and then we really start to age, right? So we get older, we get into our 20s, we're peaking, right? Everything's still coming online. For men especially, they're still biologically evolving and growing and developing until they're about 25 years old. Psychologically, we're doing this for much longer. We're not talking about all that. So what happens from infanthood through adulthood is an energy exchange with your body and how your energy keeps you alive. So different things fuel your energy system. Obviously, we've got food, we've got sunlight, and whatever else is going on in our lives to either add to life force or take from life force. And unfortunately, the way that most people live and conduct their lives, the way they're raised, for example, most families, most parents who are meat eaters don't wait until their children are of an age to understand where meat comes from and how it's processed and the whole situation that involves meat eating. They just feed their babies meat. Usually, from the time they're about 6 to 8 months old, babies, maybe a little bit older, babies start eating baby food that has meat in it, right? Turkey, beef, chicken, and those little jars. People, are feeding their children meat, but way before they're consenting to what that means. Nevertheless, they're eating meat. Most of us grew up eating meat. And unfortunately, meat is energy when we eat it, sure, but it also has a negative energy component to it. It is more bad for us than good for us for many reasons. Energetically, it's adding negative energy to your life force. And this is just like every time we eat meat, this is a withdrawal from life force. Every time we're in some type of abusive situation, that can take from life force. Anytime we're not taking care of us, we're doing things to our lives, with our bodies that are negative and life force negative, we're taking from that one battery, our life force battery. So as we get older and the different circumstances, situations, people, relationships, etc., that go on in our lives, we're either adding or subtracting from that life force energy. So this can happen in a lot of different ways, but basically and ultimately, we are in control and in charge of our life force battery. Especially as we get older and we can make our own decisions and our own choices about how we want to live our lives, how we want to spend our days, and who with and where and all that stuff. Now, people are always extraordinarily concerned with aging. So the other word for aging is decay. Not a nice, pretty word. Aging is a little bit better, but decaying, oh, that doesn't sound good, does it? Decay. So that is exactly what aging is. Aging is decaying. Your body has been taking from your energetic body, your physical body, your whole entire structure, your bodily structure, is either taking from or adding to your life force battery. So if you live a lifestyle that is meat-free, cruelty-free, you're connected to our beautiful planet, you're doing things that are good for our planet and for you. You have good people in your life that are adding to the positivity quotient, not depleting it. You don't have people that are sucking on your energy, making you tired. You don't have a lot of chaos and drama in your life. You don't have a lot of pharmaceuticals going into your body. You're not on drugs that are taking from your life force, the synthetic stuff usually. I'm not talking about things like weed and mushrooms and anything that's natural that you're not abusing. And you are exercising, you are expanding your mind, you're meditating, you're eliminating things from your life and from your body, from your system that are bad for it, chemicals that you don't know about. And people really need to think about what are things made out of that you're putting in contact in your environment, in your home, and on your body. And is this life force giving or life force taking? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're engaged in, life force giving, life force taking. So when we live a lifestyle mostly of life force taking, we're taking from the life force battery, that 100% life force battery that were born with. We were given this life force battery that and as our responsibility to our own life for this incarnation, for being here, is to maintain that life force battery as best and as high vibrational and as full as possible. Keep that life force battery as full as possible and keep adding to it. So this is when we go from the paradigm switch of decaying and aging to slowing that down so much that we are in a suspended state of aging. We're aging so slowly because what is there to decay us? Why are we going to decay? Are we living in environments that are taking from our life force, or have we adjusted our lives to be adding to our life force battery? Are we eating foods that are good for us or bad for us? Okay, so I've been through this. So we're either adding to the life force battery, making it so there's no need to decay. Aside from free radicals in the environment and sitting out in the sun for 20 hours a day, you're not doing anything to your life that is causing decay. You're staying away from stress. You're not anxious. You've calibrated your body energetically. You've cleared out the negative energy that is causing decay. If you're somebody who has a chronic illness, who has chronic pain, who has chronic anything, who needs to take medication for anything, you have a life force battery that is getting pulled from daily. You're not adding to it. You're using it. You're still in a state of decay. So the goal is to stop that, to look at your life and go, okay, where am I bleeding energy here? Where's my life force energy being taken? How am I using my life force every day? What am I adding to my life force every day? How am I adding that to my life force every day? And what happens is when people heal themselves, clear themselves from negative energy, or use somebody like me to help them get to neutral, whether it's a slow process layer by layer every day, or it's a big chunk that we're taking off and you're gonna have we're adding some life force because we're eliminating all this negative energy from your body. We're healing you. We're infusing you with infinite love light. We're grounding you with Gaia. We're doing all this amazing stuff. So immediately we're powering up your life force battery. What you do with yourself after that is truly your business. And this is what I want to make people understand, that however which way you choose to heal yourself, if you do, which I hope you do, everybody needs to. Everybody needs to take control of their own life and their own body and their own battery life force and decide, what am I doing with this thing? Am I just going to run it out and have the philosophy that I'm just gonna party hard and have fun and do the things that I know aren't good for me, like drinking every day and eating meat every day and not getting enough sleep and not connecting with nature and not meditating and connecting with my soul and my, F all that. I'm just gonna live a life of party and fun. Fine. That is your decision. But every single day, you're depleting life force energy. So this is why people, they get to a point when they're in their 60s, 50s, and 60s with major problems going on that they're battling because their life force energy got to a point where it's critical and things start to go off in the body to say, yo, we got problems over here. You may have a high blood pressure. You may get diabetes. You may have had a heart attack. You may have cancer in different places. You may have had a stroke. You may develop neurological problems, whatever. These things are saying we have a problem energetically. If you weren't born with something and it develops, there's your clue. Something happened to cause a problem in your system, and it's like a factory where one of the machines there's something wrong with it, and the alarms are going off and steam is going everywhere, and it's going alert, 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 and it doesn't shut up until somebody gets over there and starts taking care of it. It's an alarm, and you have to pay attention to the alarm, and how you pay attention to the alarm and what you do with the alarms really determine what's going on with your life force energy at any given time. That battery pack, you've got one. It comes at 100%, and every day you're either adding to that or subtracting from it. And when you begin to flip what has been happening, which is depletion and age, throughout your life, and this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. At some point, you're going to get the opportunity to understand what it is energy is. The energy in your body is everything is energy. Your focus is energy, your food is energy, sunlight is energy, people around you is energy, your environment is energy, the bed you sleep on is energy. Everything is energy. And your job as a divine soul incarnate, whoever you are, decided to be in this life, in this lifetime, made choices to be here, had a mission to accomplish. All of us forget about all this stuff when we're born, or we're babies when we're born. When we have any idea of what's going on, we have forgotten everything about our soul or everything from the other side, because we can't be little children with all this information in our heads, even though there's some of us who were little children who definitely didn't act like it, because we just knew more and we were way more connected, and life was really weird for us. Still, for people like me, it still took nearly 40 years to start to really understand things and energy and my body, and being somebody who was so ill, so energetically effed up. And sure, some of that was were life choices and life circumstances and situations and experiences that just, left this energetic body bruised and torn and clogged and all sorts of messed up. But a lot of that had to do with just what I am in this body, this super high vibe, natural absorbing energy healer, taking on and transmuting energy for the people around me, but it was detrimental to my own system. And because I didn't know about that, I was on medication and living a miserable life most of my days until I figured all that out. Details on that is in another video called Escaping Fibromyalgia. If you want to read about that, how all that stuff, or listen about all that, you can if you haven't already. So even for somebody like me, there's life force depletion, just from the get-go. Excuse me. Because of the nature of what was going on with me. And a lot of people are like this. They just don't know it. And so that's a whole other story of getting people to understand their energetic bodies and energetic systems, and really how we work, and this whole energy thing, and why we're sick when we don't have to be, either for the reason of we're doing things to our own body that is causing these problems and we just didn't realize it, or we are taking on the energy and we are a filter of energy for other people. But if we're not maintaining our own, then we're definitely in a depletion type state of our life force energy. That life force energy is just going to it's going to do one of three things. It's either going to be withdrawing from the life force energy, it's going to be at a neutral state with life force energy, or we're going to be adding to life force energy. And that, my friends, is what most people want. They want the anti-aging. They want to stop the aging process. How do I look and feel younger? How do I live longer and healthier, and a healthier life? How does that happen? Is it taking these supplements and putting this powder in my smoothie? And is it, getting injections here and there and putting stuff on my face, anti-aging? Well, the easiest way is to recognize that we want to stop the withdrawal, get past neutral, and start to
add and deposit into your life force energy. Stop decaying. Make it so your body doesn't have to use life force energy every single day to combat what you're doing to yourself. Let's make that very clear. What you're doing to yourself. So either your life force battery is saying, I'm depleting, because this person is doing fill in the blank things that are of a negative result in the life force battery, or a positive result in the life force battery. So once you start understanding what are all the different things that I do to myself in my life that causes me to have a depletion of life force energy, and start to eliminate those things, what's the core of this? Okay, that's the core of this. Let's eliminate that. What else? Where else are there places, people, situations, things I'm consuming either with my eyeballs, my ears, or my mouth, my energy in general, where I go, who I'm with, what I do for a living, where I live, how I exercise or don't exercise, what I put in my body, what I put on my body, what I put in my ears and in my eyeballs, and what is all of that. Am I connecting with my soul? Do I meditate? Do I ask the big questions? Do I wait for the answers from the other side, from my soul, from my spirit tribe? Am I being guided? Am I ignoring my guidance? Do I not even believe in guidance? You have your own choices to make, of course. Everybody does. And these are the choices that you need to understand in a really basic level. You are ultimately in control of what you do to yourself in your life and what is all around it. Identify where the depletion quotients come in, if they're chronic, where they are, where they stem from, and work on not dealing with the symptoms of the problem or problems or issues or situations, circumstances that you can identify as depleting your energy, and walk that back to what that is about and where it's coming from, and if there's attachments and what those attachments are to these different things. And this is where you decide, yeah, that's bad for me. I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, example, when I started to really understand that chemicals were really bad for me, whereas most of my life I didn't think about it. I didn't think about what they put in lotions or creams or soap or shampoos or lipstick or any of that stuff. I just went, well, if it was that bad, they wouldn't be selling it, which was absolutely a ridiculous way to think, but this is how most people think. From when everything in a Walmart, if it was bad for me, I mean, aside from cigarettes and alcohol, people know those things are bad for you, but anything else is pretty much like, well, it's here, it should be good, right? I mean, we know we shouldn't eat Twinkies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not good for you, but we have our kitchen stocked or whatever, right? Chemicals are in everything, but let's just talk about the chemicals that are in your environment, your immediate physical environment, and what you're putting in and on it. So think about all the different things that you put in and on your body. So like I said, lotions, creams, toothpaste. If you're a female, it's going to be a lot more stuff, a lot more products most likely that you're using than males do. But even for men and women, we're using products. There's things in the products that we use that are highly dangerous to our energetic system. And you multiply that by a lot of different things, and your energetic system is having to regulate around that. So for me, I started to really understand, this is years ago, I'm super energetically sensitive, right? Okay. And there's things that carry a negative charge because they're made of certain things. Like, let's say bleach. Bleach is super toxic, as we know. It's an energy killer, basically. And I'd always been sensitive to bleach, but I got even more so. And I came to realize that I really, really need to not have bleach in my life. and that's just one example. But more importantly, as a female, as a vanity-driven female who wants to look good and not look older, and we want to feel pretty and beautiful. And our society teaches us that we have to look or not look a certain way and kind of live within certain parameters if we're keeping up with our looks, right, ladies? One of those things is dyeing our hair, getting rid of the gray. And for me, I started to get gray when I was like 22. By the time I was 24, I definitely had gray going on. And I was like, well, this isn't that shocking. My dad had practically a full head of white hair by the time he was like 35 or something. So, and who really knew with my mom? She was dyeing her hair. And I actually started spraying my hair with Sun-In when I was like 12. You'd spray your hair. They still sell this stuff. You spray your hair with this stuff and you go outside in the sun and it lightens your hair and you get these like natural highlights, right? Then you graduate from that and you go to full-blown hair dye, whether you do it yourself or you go to a salon and they do it. And this is something that I did for my entire life, right on top of my head with the chemicals and with the fumes in my face. Oh, and let's not forget the many years that I was into acrylic nails and putting all that crazy chemicals directly on my nails every single day. For a long time I was into that too. So anyway, I realized, it is pretty bad to put these chemicals on my hair just to get rid of the gray. Like, what am I doing with this? And it was a process. I did go from having extremely long hair, but it was very unhealthy. It got to a point where it was super thin and really scraggly and looked like crap, from the years of coloring it. And so I cut it a lot, and then I cut it some more, and then somebody destroyed it in a haircut, and then I had to really, really cut it. And up until a couple years ago, up until even last year, if you look at my pictures and videos and stuff from just about a year ago, my hair is much shorter because I was cutting it all the time. And then I was given the directive that I really needed to grow my hair out again and have it very long so we could see it and actually, ironically, see the gray. As I have one of the marks of a messenger, healer, guide, whatever you want to call it, with my gray streak. It's known as an identifier of a person who is connected. Let's put it that way. Some people who have this gray streak can have different abilities, but it is an identifier, something that is, I guess you could say, like, not where people see it and it's a resonant thing. It's a frequency thing that they pick up on. It's just like, it's this biological thing. When you see something, on a soul-based level, you go, oh, I know what that is. Even though intellectually, logically, you don't know what that is. When you may see it, it may not hit you in a certain way, but on a soul-based level, there's a recognition, and it's a signal and it's a message out to the collective. Look, this is somebody who who is here to help in some way. Now, so my hair was short, a couple years ago, I decided I'm not coloring it anymore. I'm not putting these chemicals on my head anymore. I'm not going to color my hair. And I did, and I haven't since. And so my hair's grown out. It's in fantastic condition. It's soft and beautiful, and it doesn't have any chemicals in it. I don't even shampoo it all the time. I don't, and what I do shampoo and put in my hair for shampoo and conditioner and that sort of stuff, I'm really picky about. I don't use lotions that aren't just totally natural. Mostly I use just oil. I use avocado oil on my body when I get out of the shower, and that I don't even need to constantly, gosh, I remember back in the day, I needed to put lotion on or cream on all the time because my body was dried from the inside out from different chemicals and pharmaceuticals and my diet and all this stuff that I did to myself. My body, even if I drank water or drank whatever, I didn't realize that my body was in a constant state of energy depletion. I didn't get that. But once I did get that, once I was like, oh, I see now, like all of these different things that I've been doing or using in my environment that is just really not good for me. And I began to eliminate all those things. And especially anything, most things that were, topically on my body that, or in my environment that was a problem. Like I used to use aerosol. I used to use like Febreze, just spray that around. And there's all sorts of who knows what in that, like that's chemicals. Plus they test on animals, so that's not good. At least I think that they still do, but now I use this totally natural in a spray bottle, pump stuff, or I use my mint essential oil and water. I keep that in a glass jar, spray bottle always to clean with and just to spray around. Beautiful mint smell. Totally natural. So these are just, a couple of examples. So what happens after you start to say, oh, well, my job is literally killing me. I'm not going to do that anymore. Because guess what? It's depleting life force energy every single day. The people there, the commute there, the work itself, it's unfulfilling. I'm a cog in a wheel. I don't make a difference, and it, hurts me, whatever. I don't know. People have different jobs and different reasons for having them, whether it's money, convenience, familiarity. A lot of people get a job when they're 20 and have it till they're 45 because this is the job they've had and this is the way that they live, and they are not stepping out of that regardless of how much they're unhappy. They stay in that circumstance. Same thing with relationships. Same thing with diets. Oh, I don't want to eat this way, but you keep eating that way. Why? Well, because there's something else there that's pushing you to do stuff that you don't like. You're out of control, and that's your energy. That's the energy depletion mechanisms that are attached to people that are feeding off that life energy. Aside from what you're doing to yourself, we've got negative energy and entities that can and do attach to us, and most of us have them from the time we're children, also depleting from our energy system, from our battery pack on a daily basis, causing a lot of problems and issues in our lives, causing it so we have a hard time getting away from the bad things that we're doing to ourselves. So what's really necessary to do is to, if you're somebody who's like, look, I want to be as healthy as possible. I want my energy to be as positive as possible. I want to live as long as possible. I want that anti-aging thing. I want to stop aging. I don't want to decay. All right, then. So let's take care of you. Let's look at all the ways that we're depleting, we're withdrawing from your life force energy pack. And let's change that. Let's change these circumstances from the way you think, eat, consume, through your eyeballs, your mouth, and who's in your life and what you're doing and all of these different things. Take an image, it's called a life inventory. Take a life inventory, look around your life and say, where are the pluses and where are the minuses? And recognize that on a daily basis, we have the choice and we make choices. We're in control of our body, of our energy, of our minds, of our thoughts, where we're focused energy on, what we do at any given time. And we're able to change any and all of it at any given time, whenever we choose, whenever it's time, whenever we're ready, whenever we have that aha moment, we go, oh, holy shit, I get it. This was the piece of the machine that I was missing, and now, oh, it's here, and I understand it, and it's all clicking together, and now I have it. Sometimes it just needs to be that. Maybe this is it for you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you've already gotten it, but this is just an extra thing for you to get it a little bit more. Understand, you have a one life force battery. What are you doing with it? Are you cleaned out energetically? Have you cleared yourself out? Have you detached from the people, places, circumstances, and experiences of your life story and decided that you're going to rewrite that energy stream in a way that works for you, that isn't constantly still depleting from you? Are you going to heal and clear from these energies? Are you going to decide to transmute your energy and move it in a different way and not be in pain anymore and not do things that make you sick, that doesn't keep you in a state of decay, that every single day you're aging? Because the fact of the matter is that for us to be in an acceptance that we're just getting older and aging every day, it's just the way that it is. That's actually not true. You don't have to age every day. You can even age in reverse every day, like I do. I age in reverse every single day. Why? Because I cleared myself out. I've healed myself. I've gotten to the point I heal other people. I sliced and diced my own life to eliminate the things out of it that kept me sick, that kept me from having a neutral and a positive life force battery. I stopped doing things and now I'm not saying that there isn't ever anything that's not good in my life, because sure there is. And sure, I'm not the type of person, some people are way off the charts with certain things in their life. I believe in balance. So I have peanut butter cookies on my counter right now, and maybe I'll eat one of them a day. And I realized a couple months ago that one of my great joys, one of my yummy things that I really enjoyed, Snickers bars. Have a few bites of a Snickers bar every evening and just enjoy that caramel, nougat, milk chocolate, peanut butter goodness. However, my body got to a point where it was not working with a Snickers bar anymore. No, I wouldn't even eat a whole Snickers bar. I would just eat a few bites of a Snickers bar. Didn't matter. Every single morning, I would have an upset stomach. And I finally was like, okay, I really need to look at this. What am I doing? Why is this happening? Why is my stomach upset every single day? And my soul said, because you're eating Snickers every single night. And there's stuff in Snickers that isn't totally wholesome. Believe it or not, honey. It's not. What is in that nougat and that milk chocolate and that caramel that you're consuming? And what is it about that that's giving you really not so much like I would be in pain, but I would have the juicy toots. You know what I mean? Like, not a normal poop in the morning, but a loose poop in the morning. And that's not normal. Shouldn't be having loose stools every single day. So you're doing something to yourself that's causing this. All right, what is that? Snickers bar. Damn it. No. I love Snickers bars, though. Yeah, well, they're not good for you. And they cause a system-wide issue, energetically, digestively, physically, that your body is dealing with that, guess what, shouldn't be dealing with. So my body is saying, alert, 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 change something, change. It's like putting unleaded fuel in, or leaded fuel into an unleaded engine. You're gonna have, lights are gonna go off in your dashboard. Lights will go off, and you'll be like, uh-oh, got a problem. What'd I do? You put some shit in there that you shouldn't have put in there. That's what happened. That's why lights are going off. That's why you got a stomach ache. That's why you got a headache. That's why you can't get out of bed. That's why your poop chute is sore from pooping all morning long. There's reasons. It doesn't just happen. So I had to make a decision. Either go, whatever. I'm going to keep eating my Snickers bars every single day, knowing that they're causing problems for me, system-wide problems for me, or say, okay, I just don't eat those anymore. That's not okay for me to do anymore. So guess what? I said, no more Snickers bars, because it's taking from my life force energy. It's saying you're not above neutral. You're below neutral. Before you were above neutral. So every day you need to check your battery pack. Every single day is a new adventure in this life. Every single day, week, month, and year, there's new circumstances that we have to adjust to. And hopefully, as we go forward, those circumstances, those things, those habits, those people, places, things, circumstances, and situations that we're in will have formed to a way where there's barely any of this negative stuff coming in, because you have filtered out your own body. You're plugged in with your soul. You're a good avatar, paying attention and going with your divine guidance that you're being given. And your soul is always going to tell you exactly, precisely the best course of action for yourself. Same thing with your spirit tribe. They're never, ever going to steer you in a wrong or bad direction for yourself. Their only goal is to keep you as healthy, as happy, as blissful, as joyful, as beautiful inside and out as you can possibly be, so you can live a beautiful life, so you can do your mission and contribute to the world and to creation beautiful, positive love energy. The problem is with people, either they're tuned out, they don't pay attention, or they don't like the guidance that they're being given, because they actually have to make changes in their life to evolve to a higher place and state in their own journey. And it takes hard, tough, I don't want to do it type decisions, even though you know this is what's good for me. How many people can you look at and go, yeah, they know it's good for them, they still do shit they shouldn't do? They know that they shouldn't be doing that. They're a super smart, intellectual, highly functioning person, yet look at the different things they do to themselves. Are they thinking about their life force battery and adding to it every day? Or are they depleting from it every day and deciding, I'm not going to pay attention to that. I'm just not going to think about it, because I like this instead of thinking about the consequences, or thinking about the alternative of either withdraw or deposit. You got to think like this. You've got a bank. It's your energy. It's either withdraw or deposit. The more you deposit of good, life-affirming, life force charging energy, the more you're going to have in your bank. And the less you're going to need every single day to just keep your ass alive, keep you from hurting every day, keep you from having a headache every day. Your life force energy is used to keep you at the best optimal physical and energetic rate of vibration to keep you from being in bed. So it takes life force energy, and it's going, okay, well, let's take care of this liver. Let's take care of this, of these lungs. Let's take care of the brain. Let's flush out all the toxins. Oh, they drank last night again. All right, we got to use life force energy for that, because of course they're not eating their vegetables either. So, all the shit that they're eating, we're barely getting anything here. We're barely getting any life force, any new life force here. So what are we going to do? We're going to take from the life force we were given. We're going to take from our battery pack. And we're aging and decaying in the process. It's really, really simple. So you got to decide for yourself. All right, is it time? Is it time to get in neutral, to clear out my energy system, to get rid of all the negative energy that's constantly, every single moment of every single day, taking from my life force energy? And then what are we going to do from that neutral state? Once we're clear and clean and healed from this stuff, once we've gotten to a certain point with our energy, what are we doing every single day? What are our choices? Who's in our life? What are we consuming, right? So these are all the choices that you need to make. You need to first understand, I've got a life force battery. What am I doing with it? People may pay way more attention to the battery on their phones and what's in your hand right now, probably. Where's your battery at? Do you know where your life force battery is at? Well, if you don't, then it's time to learn it. Are you overweight? Are you tired? Do you have a chronic condition? Do you eat meat? Do you drink alcohol? Do you have people that are detrimental in your life? What do you do for a living? What do you do every night? Are you sitting in front of the TV? Are you watching really gnarly shit? Consuming negativity. What are you doing on the weekends? What are you doing in nature? Who's in your life? Trust me, it is better to have no one in your life than people in your life that are taking from your life force energy. That is yours, and it's yours to keep as high vibe, as high charge, and as full as possible. That is your responsibility. It is your life force. And if you have the responsibility for other people's life's forces, like your children, then it's your responsibility to start looking at them like little life force batteries too, and what's going on in there to take or to add to their life force. So first, take care of yourself and think about what's going on with me and my life force pack, my battery. Am I taking from it? Am I adding to it? Am I decaying every day? Am I in a neutral state? Did I finally get myself into a neutral state where I'm not decaying every day? And now I just need to maintain this until I can start to add, get above 100. We want to be above 100%. When you're above 100% in your life force battery, you're not aging. Why would you age? There's no reason to age. We can live to be over 160, 70 plus years old. Did you know that? Did you know that you could be really, really, really old and look and feel better than people today do at 70 years old? Why? Because time is going on and you're racking up the years, but yet you're not aging. So you can be 100 and really look like you're 60. That is absolutely a possibility for humans. This is how we were designed to be if we take care of our life force batteries. So there you go, guys. I'm passionate about this because it is so important to everybody to get this, to understand your life force battery, your battery pack. Do you want to age and decay? Do you want to have a full battery pack and not age, not decay every single day? To look years, decades younger than you are. To feel it too. That's a possibility. Or it breaks my heart that people are suffering, in pain, no energy, can, barely function. Why? Because their life force battery is being taken every single day. and they're not in control of it. Other things are in control of it. They don't even know that it's something to control. So first, it's understanding you are in control of your life force battery, how you age, how you decay, how you live. Make the choices that you need to make to get to adding to your life force. Stop doing and participating in the things that deplete your life force. Be strong enough to make the changes that need to be made. Be a fucking grown-up. Even if you like your Snickers bars and you go, oh man, really? Snickers? I love Snickers. Aw, have your little pity party about it and then move on. You're an adult. If you know you consume way too much of anything, that it's not good for you, you have habits and you've constructed your life in a way that is not good for you. You're seeking outside of yourself to make you happy and content in any given moment, to distract you from reality. These are things to keep you from understanding yourself and what's really going on. It's time to man the fuck up and decide, what am I doing with myself in my life? I've got to make some really interesting, dynamic, life-changing choices to start adding to my battery pack. What am I doing with my life? Who's in it? Who's out of it? Are those things the right things? Who should I bring in? Who should I move out? Where should I move physically or geographically? What should I start focusing in on? What should I stop doing? How do I stop doing that? Ask the questions, get the answers. And if they're not coming to you and you're still confused, seek somebody like myself who can work with you and your soul and your spirit tribe to help you get the answers and what is right for you individually to get yourself to a positive state, to a replenishing, to an adding of life force every single day. You have an abundance of life force. It's radiating off you so much. People see you and they're like, oh my God, look at this person. They're amazing. They're so positive and healthy and glowing. Nobody would have said that about me 10, 15 years ago. Not a single person. They would have said, she's the sickest person I know. And now look at me. I mean, literally, look at me. I'm nothing what I used to be. I don't look like I've ever been sick. When I tell people, new people in my life, this is the reality that I lived before. In bed all the time, on pharmaceuticals, seeing doctors constantly, totally unhappy, majorly depressed, no energy, and constant pain, consuming things that were so bad for me on every level, TVs, movies, thought processes coming into my house, my brain, what I'm putting in my mouth, the thoughts I was entertaining, everything was of low charge. Everything. I really can't think of anything that was a positive charge. And I was aging rapidly and I could feel it. It felt like shit. If you feel like shit, you're aging, you're decaying. Do you feel like shit most of the time? If you feel like shit most of the time, you're aging and decaying. And you're doing it on a level that you shouldn't be doing it. Because your body is telling you there is a problem. Fix it. Or not. It's up to you. But please, don't sit around complaining about it. Live in your life the way you've chosen to live in your life. And don't complain about it. Or change it. There's tools to change it. There's a new way to live your life if you choose to do so. If you know, okay, fine. I may be a healthy person. I go and I work out and I do this. Okay, but where's your mental state at? Are you still aging? You know if you're aging. Are you aging? Most people are aging. There's not many people I run into, and I'm sorry to say this, there's not many people I run into children included, that I don't look at them and go, aging, 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 aging. It's very rare that I run into a person, I go, here's a positive life charge person. They're not aging. It's rare, unfortunately. I want it to be more common, and I want to help people get there, and I want you to understand how this works. So please, please, please. I've gone on for 55 minutes about this stuff, and I hope you've lasted with me. I hope you get this. I hope this has inspired you to lay out your life and start looking at your choices. And if you need to go through a day, a week of really just going through your life the way you normally go through your life, look in your cupboards, look at what you do every night, look at what you do every morning, look at who you talk to, look at where you go, where you drive, what you're consuming, what you're thinking about. How are you creative? How are you adding to your life force? How are you connected to nature? Are you connected to your spirit tribe? Do you know your soul? Is your soul in charge? Is your soul guiding you? Do you have any relationship there whatsoever? You're in a body, and your responsibility is to connect to your higher self so you can be led in the best possible, most healthy way that is afforded to you at any given moment. And the only way to do that is to clear the way for yourself, to be able to do this. And I know that there's resistance after resistance after resistance. I talk to people all the time, like, yeah, I know I should do that. I don't know, or something that's just keeping me from doing it. Whether it's meditation or getting a real healing or stopping some habit that they're doing, your job is to understand that there's a barrier. You need to consciously make choices. I see the wall, I'm crashing right fucking through it. Why? Because that's where I'm supposed to be. And these little walls are little checkpoints. Am I ready? Do I have the drive to just not push the wall over and just stop there, but to literally obliterate this wall and go right through it to the other side and see what that's about? Because I guarantee you it's better on the other side. Every single wall you face, every single time you resist, any kind of growth, evolution, change, expansion, healing, and clearing in your life, there will be a wall. To test you, to challenge you, to say, do you really want this? Are you doing this? And for a lot of us in our lives, we've known, like, I'm waiting for the energy, I'm waiting for the motivation to change these things. Yet, day after day, week after week, month after month, same. What has changed? What is going to come into your life to make you make these changes? Nothing. Not a thing. It's you. It's your own decision making and following through to decide to break through these different walls. Because what is familiar is comfortable, even if it's not comfortable. Even if you're living a life of complete hell and pain and misery and depression, anxiety and stress, and doctors and medications and prescriptions and procedures and just a hellish, existence like I once did. And for a lot of people, they just think this is my lot in life. This is the way things have got to be, obviously. I don't have a choice in how I feel and what's happening to me and how I got sick. It just happens. It just happens. No, it doesn't just happen. It happens for a reason. Your job is to either allow it to do and run its course with you, however way you just decide to sit in the back seat and let it happen, or you're going to take control of yourself and your energy in your own life and decide, I'm going to break through these barriers and walls that have been put up for me or I've put up to keep me from myself, to keep me from having a positive life force battery. F it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not buying into this anymore. I'm going to change it. Those are your decisions to make. Or you can say, it's too much work, and I'd rather do this instead and just die early. Whatever. I don't care. Fine. Don't care about yourself. That's your decision. But if you do care about yourself and about the people who care about you and about your life soul mission here, and it wasn't to destroy your life and to ignore everything and just go willy-nilly and do whatever you want. I'm sorry, it's not. People, I got free will. Okay, yeah, you got free will. You can make your own choices. But you know deep down, I'm not making the right ones. I'm letting fear and anger and all sorts of things keep me from myself, and I'm making excuses for it, and I'm whatever. Oh, poor me. Oh, a lot of people just want to own their illness, their mental illness or physical illness. They want to own their circumstances forever. These are mine. They're messed up, but they're mine, and I know them, and that's the end of it. I'm not changing anything because this is what I know. I'm going to complain like a motherfucker every day. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not talking to you people. If you think like that, I'm not talking to you because this is right over your head anyway. But there's people like that. Hopefully you're not one of them. Or if maybe you are, but you want to change. Hopefully you want to change. Hopefully you want to start adding to your life force battery pack and not taking from it every day. Not forcing your energy to say, well, we got to take from this today. We got to take from this today. We got to take from this today. And every so often, maybe we're getting a little charge here and there. But for the most part, we're taking every single day. We're taking from this life force battery every single day. And once it gets to a critical point, that's when you're going to have your chronic illnesses, your life-threatening problems. Because something energetically is in your system that is causing such a malfunction that you're going to go from your 10 or 20% in critical down to dead battery because we didn't change anything. And that's fine. It's not a judgment thing. I'm just saying this is how it works. Or you could get to a critical place like a lot of people, critical. I've got some major wrong thing going on with me. This is something. Okay. Where are we at? What's happening right now? Okay, how can I deal with this? How can I turn this around and flip it around? I'm at a critical stage. I don't want to die. I don't want to live this life. Okay, we're gonna start changing things. And you've heard of these people who they should have been dead in a certain amount of time, but they took control of their body, in their energy, in their lives in some way that it changed these circumstances. These are the things that are available to us at any given time to change the way we think and feel and our circumstances and our energy and our physical state at any given moment. We have the ability to do that. It's just most people don't know that. They think that they're lost at sea in the whatever may happen to me situation of my physicality, and I really don't have a whole lot of control over that, when nothing is further from the truth. So this is about taking control and looking at your circumstances, looking at your life, looking at your battery pack, making an assessment, taking inventory, and deciding what you're going to do about it. And then start to do those things, whatever they are. And get into the habit of thinking, is this taking or is this adding to my life force? Not everything in every given moment is always going to add to your life force. There are going to be some things that are going to come into your world that is going to take. Your job is to make up for that. Definitely. Especially if you're a highly energetically sensitive person. If you're an empath, you need to get a handle on your own energetic systems, because as we know, there are things that come in to very specifically take from our life force. People that are that negative charge, that don't have enough of their life force energy, they will take from those who have more, but it's detrimentally to your life. Is that a word, detrimentally? I don't think so. I like making up words. You get my drift, right? All right, I've gone on and on for over an hour, and I'm just, again, I just want to drive this home for you guys. I'm so passionate about, sending this message out into the collective so people can understand. Imagine yourself with your battery pack. Imagine it just right there in the center of your chest. It's your energy system. It starts at your root. It ends at your crown. It's your entire energy pack and energy system. What is the state of yours? Figure it out. Get it good. Get it online. Get it cleared. Get it healed. And start to add to it every single day. And with that, family, I'm going to get going. This is Infinity saying infinite love and blessings. Don't forget the key is to create. And I love you already.